What's up, guys? It's Drew Man Fishing here. This episode is filmed at Castaic, like always, and this episode has a lot of bed fishing in it. And I understand that bed fishing is kind of a controversial topic, especially for a place like Castaic, because these fish are highly pressured and people want them to easily spawn without any trouble. But I feel like even though these fish are spawning, that if you treat them with respect and care for them, that it doesn't really affect their spawn. I think this because in the past I've caught bedfish, and later in the spawn I've seen them spawning and with no issue. So even though people say that fishing for them can really affect them, I understand that definitely can if you're recklessly fishing, destroying their beds, and like killing or really hurting the fish when you hook it, and just and kind of wrenching the hook out when you're done fishing for them. No, that's not what you want to do with bedfish. I understand that's horrible. That's not what you want to do. But we really try to respect these fish as much as we can, and so I really feel like bed fishing isn't a problem. That's just my opinion. After saying that, this episode is awesome. We catch a bunch of fish, mostly on a Senko 4-inch brightly colored Nico rigged. And we start this episode off with a bang, and I will see you guys out on the water. So when we rolled up on our first spot, I started to cast with my Dropshot just a little bit to see what was happening, because this is the spot that we slammed them on last weekend. It's this cove, and then and that didn't work. I just casted it like twice just to see if I get any bites, and then my second cast with my Senko, or I casted my Senko out, and this is my second cast. That's a big fish. That's a big fish. That's a big fish.
Sorry. Whack him in the head.
Oh, he choked it. I thought I was snagged. It's not a big fish. It's like 2 pounds. But that's my bad. That was really my bad on this fish. I played it terribly.
Hey, give me 1 second.
All right, let's get a release on it.
Beauty.
Wow.
So where were you?
In the middle. I was like down here.
We haven't had a start like that in some time.
Yep. It's a fish.
Oh, I'll take it all day long. You kidding me?
So how was that one, Dad? On the drop shot?
It was on the drop shot.
So about 20 minutes, this is about 20 minutes through the day, where I'm still kind of just flipping along the bank with my Senko. My dad's still on the drop shot still. And we're talking about how this cove was was one of the first coves to start with the spawn. And my dad and I weren't expecting any bedded fish or anything, so we just kept fishing along the bank. But then I look over here, and I see a fish. And so you'll see what we say here. Oh, there's a fish right here. Jeez-o.
Seriously?
Yeah. You see him?
Yeah. Is he on bed?
No. He wasn't. Actually, wait a minute. He's not leaving.
Is he gonna hit it?
I think he's on a bed. Okay. This just got me excited.
Right on.
So I fished for that fish for a while. I never actually got it to bite, but even though I didn't catch this fish, it was a huge deal for us because it told us that these fish are on beds.
I'm like hyped.
We got really excited, and so we started looking in the water, and we found that there's a bunch more fish on beds back there. So we kept going back, and we kept finding beds. So we started casting on them. So we rolled up on this corner, and we were fishing it for a little bit, and I had one bed fish in sight that I was going for, and then another one kept coming up to this guy's bed and attacking it. And I realized that that other one also had a bed, and it was a little bit bigger. So I went full on on that fish, and I kept working him, and I finally got him to bite. Oh my God.
What's he doing now?
He's like attacking it, like over and over, relentlessly.
You need to switch this because you're not going to be able to hook him.
Yeah, I am. And there's other fish interested too.
What bait do you have on the same bait?
Yeah, I got a Senko. Dad. Okay, so Dad, cast it into the shallows, because that's where the other two are. Dad, he's going crazy. There's him. First bed fish of the year, boys.
All right, Ed. Man, you have that patience.
Dad? He literally just swam right back to his bed.
They're supposed to.
Is it? That's the 2-pounder that I saw. What color is that?
That's that red whatever, and guess what? Nico.
No, I kept seeing that fish. I thought it was 2 pounds.
And a 1.3.
Yeah. It's something. It's a bed fish. That's what it is. All right, let's keep working this bank. This is awesome.
So after we fished that little divot, we kept working down the bank. So this is like 20 minutes after, my dad had caught another one on the bed with the Nico rigged Senko, so I switched over to a Nico rigged Senko here, and then we switched to the other side of the bank, and then we started going out of the cove, but we kept looking for beds and for just some more action. So after a while, different people had kind of realized that this cove was the juice. So we had to kind of go around a few people here, and after this, there was like 2 or 3 boats in this cove all day.
Red clay.
So after we'd fished this cove after a while, we weren't seeing any more bedfish, and there was a lot of other people in this cove, so we decided to move. So in this next clip, I have no idea what happened. I'm so sorry. I got something on the lens and it's like really like milky on one side of the camera. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I still catch fish with it, with the camera looking like that. It just doesn't look clean. But I clean it later in the video. So, yeah, I'm just sorry about that.
Better catch this fish.
So here I see a bedfish shallow. I really like this bedfish because it's in the perfect amount of water, and this is probably one of my favorite fish catches of the day.
Small but fun. So is that 3.1? So now I'm at 3.9.
Yeah, I've got a whole. I'm keeping everywhere.
Okay. No, it's that was a stick that I saw. What?
Is that? No. That's
Yes.
not
No,
fish, is
no,
it?
it's not. This is the. Oh,
What is?
this is. See him?
You think he's on a bed? He's moving
no.
towards your bait. He's going. Oh my God.
There's one. That was amazing, Dad. This little Senko.
I mean, what happened there? There were 2 fish.
Yep.
That wasn't a bedded fish.
No.
That was just aggro after your Senko.
Did you see that? Boom! Look at that.
There were 2 of them.
Yeah. I saw him eat it. I was like, oh God.
So to break that down right there, my dad and I were leaving the spot, and we looked down, and I thought it was a stick, but it was 2 fish, and I flipped right down to them, and boom, attacked it right away.
And it's next to the.
And so I was about to release my fish, and then my dad flips down to this tree and hooks into one too.
Okay, wait, where is it? What?
I don't want to snap my line. Pounded it right in that tree. 0.3, 1.4.
Mine's about 0.4. All right.
Wow.
All right.
Can I get the little guy in first?
Whoa. So 1.2, that one? Dad?
0.78.
So after that little flurry, my dad and I kind of worked our way down this bank a little bit. We didn't see a lot of fish, but then we pulled up on this one little kind of divot, and it had a bedfish on it. So we got into this little divot and we saw 3 fish. The first fish was kind of just in the background, and it wasn't really interested in our lures. There's this other fish that was cruising around aggressively, and it was pretty big, and it was interested in our baits. And there was another fish that was locked on a bed, but every time we brought a bait by it, it kind of looked at it. It wouldn't like nip at it, but it would just kind of nose it.
The carp lair for those.
So, you can see right here, I got a pretty bad backlash, and the second fish, the one that was kind of being aggressive at our baits, was really nipping at came and bit my dad. And so I had to grab the net, and we were pretty excited about this one.
Where are you? Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, let's go! Let's go! Boom! Not as big as I thought.
Me either. Look at that, man.
Boom!
So after I'd gotten my backlash out, which is after this, I started fishing for that locked bedfish. So this clip is about 10 minutes through fishing for this fish. Okay, this fish is 1.5 pounds. It's okay, but I'm gonna save you from this whole series of clips because we spent about 30.
But maybe it's the bait.
35 minutes on trying to catch this fish, and on the very last
on this last year
cast, my dad was ready to go.
Okay.
I was pretty much done with this fish. On my very last cast, it inhaled my bait. I set the hook into it, and it just got off, and I was angry about that. So we just gave up on that fish and kept moving on. So the next spot that we hit was at the back of the cove that we have been fishing, and my dad caught 1 or 2 back here, and I didn't connect with any back here. So I'll show you the clips of my dad catching them right now.
What the?
He's fighting.
What'd you catch it on?
Look at him go. I caught him on that Ned rig again. They do not like that thing.
I know.
So after we were done fishing that one cove, we moved back to the farthest cove in the fish arm and fished it for a little bit, but it was kind of murky and it didn't look nearly as good as the other coves, so we just moved on. We didn't fish it for long.
Oh.
And so next thing that happened, I cleaned off my GoPro finally, and we were back at the cove that we started in. We noticed that the most beds were in this cove. The water was the clearest, and the sun had just come out, so this cove looks super, super juicy.
He didn't even move, did he?
And so we fished this for a while, and we came back here and did pretty good again. So I had seen at this point, I'd seen 2 fish that were on beds that were pretty locked, and I knew I could catch. But the problem was, you see these ripples in the water here? They're just enough so that you can't see where your bait is and where really the fish is and what it's doing. So it made it super, super hard to target the fish. So I had an idea. I decided that it would be a good idea to go on like this cliff so I could have a better vantage point on these fish. So the first fish I targeted was kind of to the right of the tip of my rod, and it was an okay fish, but it was locked. And it was pretty aggressive to my bait, so I knew I could catch it if I could see where my bait was and where the fish was.
Huh. Probably.
Totally
I just had him come after me. I'd say 0.8. Yeah, he's fat. He's
That's like 0.7.
0.7. I agree. 0.7. Where he is.
So the second fish I went after was kind of in the middle of this back section. It was definitely a smaller fish, but I still like bed fishing, even if they're really small. And so I still went after this little guy.
Yeah? I can hear him. I can hear him. That's that little bugger. 0.5.
Sure?
Yep.
0.6.
I was looking at it the whole time.
And you saw him get it?
Yeah.
All the way to the death floor, but just for the purpose
So after I caught those 2 fish, I hopped back on the boat because there was no other bed fish that I could see where I was standing. But I didn't show my dad. He was over there absolutely smacking them. I think he caught two fish over there on the boat when I was joking around on the shore over here. And his 2 fish were both on, they were either caught one on a swim bait and one on a Senko, or both on a Senko. I don't remember.
6.5 or 0.8.
What?
You caught 2 up there.
Yeah.
Push. Yep.
Oh. So worth it. Few casts in there.
So
The
this
maximum.
was
You
the
should
last
only
spot of the
cast
day.
1 in there.
It was a little cove near Sea Point, and we're back in this little divot. And back here there was probably it was an okay fish. It was like 1.5, but it was actually spawning, like doing it. So that fish was impossible to catch, and that was kind of the only one back in this cove. So we decided to head out, but that little breeze that was back in those coves, well, it was upgraded on the main lake, and so you'll see that right here. So it's pretty hard to see in the GoPro here, but these winds are crazy. My dad and I have been going fishing out here for a year now, and this is the craziest we've seen these winds. My dad and I were contemplating if we should even land the boat, because I was looking ahead at the dock, and there was a Ranger getting absolutely destroyed by these waves. And we're in a little bass tracker, so I was just thinking of what would happen if we were trying to get our boat out of the water then. So we both made the decision that we should probably just wait it out in the back, hide in the back of the cove and wait it out until the winds calm down a little bit. So once we got in the back of the cove, I just absolutely knocked out. This is actually me having the GoPro on while I'm sleeping, and luckily it has a good angle on my dad. But during this time of me sleeping, my dad was fishing back in this cove, and he hooked into one fish and then lost it. So we spent about 30 minutes back in this cove. I slept the whole time. My dad fished a little bit. I'm not sure how hard he actually fished. And then we went out again to see if the winds had calmed down. So we got out there and the winds had significantly calmed down. So we decided to wrap up the day and head home.
He's too old.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We caught them really good today. We caught 14 fish, maybe 15 because Dad might have forgot one for me. But I caught the biggest fish, 2.3 pounds, first fish of the day on a Senko, weightless. And then we bed fished the whole rest of the day, as you saw. The water temp was perfect.
But the wind.
But yeah, the worst thing about the day, I didn't explain it very well. The wind was killing us. We were sight fishing, so we needed to see the fish, but we couldn't see the fish because of the wind. And then at the end of the day, we tried to get in, and it was like, whatever, 40-mile-an-hour winds. It was like a hurricane out there. So we went back out, and then my dad was fishing for a little more. He lost to a fish, and I was just sleeping. And then we went back in, and now we're here. So it was a really good day. Slammed them. Next week, we're going to be out here bed fishing again. And I used a little, like 4-inch, maybe 3-inch Senko. It was like a peach color, kind of. My dad was using...
Where did you get that Senko?
Oh, I found the Senko on the ground. And I caught, like, all my fish on it except for one. And so, and then Dad was fishing with Dropshot.
Yeah.
Jig Ned rig.
Yeah.
Senko. He caught them all in that.
Nico rig.
And Nico, oh, my Senko was Wacky rig, Nico rig. Yeah, just Nico rig. Yeah. And so is his.
Yeah. And I used the fluorescent green one.
Yeah, he used it was like natural on one side and neon green on the other side. And all the fish that we were catching were like little males. I think I caught maybe one female. I think Dad caught one female. Nothing big though. We didn't really see any giants. Nothing really over 3. I think the big fish are lower, smarter with their beds, but it's still fun to catch the little males at Castaic because you don't usually catch anything. So, great day in the water. I'll see you next week, hopefully, on Drew Man Fishing. Thanks for watching. Bye. I'm gonna, edit all that out.